Hello everyone, I'm going to be talking about everything about these new updates, the items, the runes, everything about Aphelios. I'll just get into it. You guys know we have a price difference and some little nerf to Collector and Yuntal because last patch everything was looking bad, everything was so expensive to start with, like Infinity H being 3600, so now we have two opinions. Do not build Yuntal. It's unfortunately, totally bait. This item used to be my favorite item a couple patches ago because it was like scaling. It was some kind of a crit borg. It was doing damage to people who has a lot of health. And imagine you have Infinity H, LDR, and Yuntal. Like the damage was great. Just watch this clip. Burn, 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 burn. Where's the burn? Like, it's late game, I have all the items, I'm fed, and a squishy LeBlanc can survive. I heard like some of the pro players doing something with Runan Turrican and Yuntal, but even if that was working, it would only work against some specific comps because you cannot build Runans every game, only against comp where they have melees or they have 3 tanks and there's a front-to-back team fight. Like, just forget about it if you're focused on the best strategy. But let's come to the collector. I'm only going to talk about Aphelios right now. Aphelios loves this item because Aphelios loves burst damage, execution, snowballing. Like, this is a perfect Aphelios item. This being cheap and also makes you snowball. Like, everything is perfect. But only problem is this item is just weak. And if you don't know how to use it, like, it will fail you dramatically. Let me explain. So let's say you have a very good start at the bot lane or whatever. You're playing mid lane, it's even better. You have a good lead because you're watching my guides and you know how to play early game. And then you buy collector and you come back. You're so strong, like it's crazy. You're just gonna one-shot everyone, snowball, and win the game. But let's say, just like me, sometimes you get bored and you just like do a crazy play and die, or just like for some reason you just died, you lost your lead and you're done because enemy top laner is an let's say Shen or Ornn who has armor, and they have, I don't know, Irelia mid lane. Like, it's just a random example. Or Sylas who builds Zonias. Like, anyone who builds like a little bit armor, or like even when people level up their armor growth. So like, item just sucks. Like you don't benefit anything from it, only the execution and damage. But like to be able to carry your games with Aphelios, let's say every single game, like I'm talking about the long run, you need your core items. Without your core items, your damage not gonna feel well. Your core items are like, I'm talking about every single meta. Like, if there was no Infinity Edge, like Aphelios wouldn't be Aphelios. This crit damage is so important. I know there are some builds where people even build no crits, or people start with Bloodthirster. Like, we do this stuff in situational times, but this item important. And let's say, just like I said, they have Ornn top, they have Shen who is 10-0. Like, you never know what happens in the solo queue. So you need this item. Without this, you're not gonna do damage. So like, we have 6600 gold that we need to guarantee spend, and we have the boots which makes it 7700. Like, you need to spend it. And when you start with this item, you're already putting yourself like 3000 gold behind. Like, I'm just talking about where you fail to deliver. So if you're buying this item, make sure to use it. Make sure to snowball, make sure to shut them down, get objectives, don't do mistakes before they reach to the point where like you're gonna be useless, or this item gonna be useless. Well, if they have like 5 squishy champions, or if you are in lower elos, where people don't really punish you for your mistakes, but it's a different, I'm just talking about general, okay? This still seems like a best start so far. It's cheaper, we can wait faster and start impacted to the game. And I will talk about the runes at the end, but I still want to tell you something. I was testing something about this. I get Trimp, and my second runes were Treasure Hunter. So when I get kills, I also benefit from the money. Also, Collector gives me money, so it even helps me more to buy that expensive Infinity Edge second item. There will be very rare scenarios where you will skip Infinity Edge and build something else. Let's say enemy team has like 5 Rengars, right? So you need Shield Bow, and you're gonna postpone this to third. But then you see they have 1 Ornn and they have 4 Rengars. So without LDR, you're not gonna do any damage to that 10-0 Ornn, right? So you're gonna do pots, and then do this, or like do this. Like, it's, you always need to adapt to the situations, but just get the general core idea of what you should be building. Let's talk about Infinity Edge for a second. If you have like 2 to 3 kills and enemy Draven has 0 kills, you finish Infinity Edge when he finishes his first item. Or like, let's say Kaisa, like I don't know. It's so unfair. But when you look at the book, it's a terrible idea to buy this expensive item, but from what I experienced in my games, I became patient, played a slow game, and I purchased Infinity Edge, the expensive Infinity Edge, and just because Infinity Edge is amazing with this champion, it worked so much better than my collector games. Also, there are some games where enemy team, like just like I said, they have like more tanky champions overall, so you already know collector will suck a little later against them. So you need to make a decision. You need to look at your support, look at your team. Are you guys playing for scaling? Are you guys playing slow, objective? Do you have a Karthus jungle who farms and there's nothing's gonna happen? Or you have, I don't know, Nidalee jungle. Oh, I hate Nidalis. Let's say you have a Belvet jungle with Thresh support, then you get Triumph and go collector. Like, even if they have tanks, like, at the end of the day, their ADC mid lane, people are squishy and there will be, like, time until they get those armor, so like you can just make good use of it and buy that Infinity Edge and LDR ASAP. So like this is still super good, but one mistake or you fall behind and you have collector against those semi-tanky comps, goodbye. Your only hope is like your team just creating something for you and you just kill them, collect them, and you're getting the benefit of gold and somehow you get back to the game, but you're definitely not the main character depending on your team. So do not sleep on this build. Like, let me say, like, 2 out of 10 games, or 3, yeah, 2.5 out of 10 games, I think I will start with this still. I only played 5 to 10 games in this season. You can always check my stream out, ask me questions or tell me what do you think. Let's talk about the boots. Oh my god, so these last patches we have no option of building attack speed items because we lack raw 80, so we must build all these damage items, which is fine. Aphelios knows how to use it, but at the end of the day, Aphelios skills with attack speed on everything, even the skills sentries that he uses, skills with attack speed, so you use them faster. Everything just becomes faster, so it makes you feel really good and like stronger. But unfortunately we never had it, but boots plus Alar City was like making it some kind of enough. Now we have a nerfed boots. What just happened? We have nerfed boots against mage matchups where, let's say, against Lux and Hui or Zyra and I don't know, Syndra ADC, I don't really know, like these skill shot matchups, Ezreal, like just starting with boots was like really good. I always prefer to start with damage with Aphelios, but like it was good. Sometimes boot was good, or like when you recall, if you only had 1100, I always click to this instead of damage because using your gold most beneficially, right? But now, unfortunately, this is not a good idea anymore. From my experiences, I don't really like rushing this first. So you're gonna be buying this with your first item or after your first item. Against some matchups now, you can build this. It's basically gives you more movement speed. It's cheaper, but this is our still main decision. Unfortunately, it's a big nerf in my opinion. So let's say your main items are collector first, Infinity at second, and now let's come to the third item. It's 90% of the times it's LDR or Mortal Reminder. If they have healing, you go Mortal Reminder. If not, you're going LDR. Even if they have 5 squishy champions, I still recommend going this third because the later the game gets, people have more armor, so like it's always beneficial. But Shield Bow is still your option because they have Rengar or Talon or whatever to one-shot you. Even if they don't have it, Shield Bow's durability that you get, you'll see, like you're gonna be like, oh my god, I'm glad I have this item, so I survived this and killed this, so we win the game. Like this scenario is always gonna happen. So I'm gonna say these Shield Bow and armor penetration items are either gonna be third, fourth, like depending on you. I would love to say the old Yuntel we could build like third or fourth for the maximum damage like old patch, but unfortunately this item is non-existent for me now. For your last options, 100% situational, but most broken item that you can do is Bloodthirster, because you know, imagine you have red blue and like one Infernum Q, pat, you just maximum HP, and like you always love sustainers and Aphelios, why not? Guardian Angel against burst people. QSS you already know against Rapid Fire Cannon is so underestimated. Aphelios is strongly countered by range, and from the statistics, this, like people building this third item, I don't really think it's a good idea, but it has a good win rate, like really good win rate, and but still, I still don't think we have a space for this, so you will have to skip this. I'm hearing some people coming to my stream and telling me that, bros, what about the no crit builds, like Borg, like Static Shiv, like just like I talked about some of the builds being situational, those are not only situational, those are also different strategy builds where, for example, you can build Static Shiv when you're behind which you should never be behind as Aphelios. I wouldn't recommend it. If you want to play static shiv, there are other champions, like right now I think Jin, right? I don't know, play Kai'Sa, like play other champions if you want to build that. Or like let's say Borg, like why would you do that when other champions already doing this job better than Aphelios? But like I said, I didn't really try the static shiv builds so far, so I might be wrong about this. I don't really recommend it. Please let me know in the comment section what do you think about them. Let's talk about the runs. As always, since the little people were going little tempo, if you don't know us, by the way, our community, like we hate little tempo, never go little tempo on Aphelios. Like we always went PTA because it's just like Infinity. It suits Aphelios' style so much. Execution burst, aggressiveness, lane domination. Let me explain when you're gonna take PTA. So you have a Thresh support, and in the bot lane, what you should be doing is always look to the matchups 2 versus 2. It's never 1v1. Well, of course, if they pick Kai'Sa, you pick Aphelios. 75-80% of the time you win because of this 1 versus 1 counter. At the end of the day, if they have Blitzcrank and you have Yuumi, like you still win it, by the way, but I'm still 2v2. You should always be thinking about 2v2. So when you have aggressive supports like Thresh, like Rel, like Blitzcrank, like anyone who wants to engage or poke or create, like let's say you have a luck, you have Kai'Sa, right, low range, so this is your advantage. So you still take PT and poke her down, get her health and execute her, crash this wave. Then you have Janna, then you have Milio, then you have Lulu. Like I still recommend you don't have to go PT anymore. They have like Draven and Rel, or like they have the most aggressive Lucian and Nami or something. Like you don't win that. With a Yuumi or Lulu, you don't win that, they will destroy you. So your entire strategy about Aphelios should change. And okay, I'm not winning this, so I want to farm and outscale them, or I want to play around my jungle timers, so I can just take fleet footwork and make sure I stay long enough in the lane to be able to do these strategies that I have right now. But like 75-80% of the time, PT is your choice. These talks about the lane talks. Generally, my most popular videos are like, there's like 3 level difference between me and enemy top laner, and I still kill them in a melee range, like because he's able to do it when you play him right. If I had fleet footwork, this would never happen, right? So PT is your default. You already understood what fleet for is. Today, enemy team had Nico, Lux, Hwei, like this weird comp. Like I don't need PT's damage, or well, when you go collector PT against Squishy, it's even crazy like strong. You just sneeze and they die. You can still do it depending on the support and your team. So like, I don't need that much damage, so I just take fleet. I just try to sidestep everything, and it still works. You know what I mean? You should be always thinking what's gonna happen in the game and what is best for you. Also, there's Conqueror, which is an amazing rune for Aphelios. Even if it's the not best rune at the game right now, just like Collector being a bad item, but it's really good for Aphelios. I would recommend if you're playing top Aphelios, or when you're ADC, let's say your both supports are like tanks and melees, like let's say Rel versus Leona and Alistar versus Nasus, I don't know, like 2 melees, you're gonna boom, 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 always be hitting. And they have a Galio mid, they have Sylas jungle, they have Renekton top, like, because these people are gonna be here, like you're gonna be hit them, Renekton gonna jump here, you're gonna keep hitting, he's gonna go back, keep hitting, Galio is melee, keep hitting, like you're gonna be able to stack them. But like, let's say this is Lux, like, she will be already dead until you stack it. I normally go with this one because I love the healing, but after the nerf I feel like this is pretty bad right now. So this is why I go with this, because we also build collector, and some games where I think it's gonna be fast-paced game and I will just snowball a lot with a lot of fights against the people that I win, I just take this domination tree. I get treasure hunter, so it helps me to snowball with the money. Our default rune page, which is this one, is better than the other one, but just like I explained it at the beginning of the video, if you don't know how to use collector, it's so bad. So you also need to know how to use this rune page to be able to work with. But if not, this is our default page. And I always get questions about should you start with Dorans or Cool. Like generally, like you're gonna be taking Cool against matchups where like there will be 100% no fights, which is never the case anymore, because your Aphelios, you win most of the lanes. I know it's nerfed again, but like you cannot skip this. This is so important. So this is always your default. Only way you can buy Cool is, let's say you come here, you just crash the 3rd wave here, with a big wave, and you do a cheater's recall when you have 450 gold, recall, buy this, come back, and like when you're here, the wave is already here, so you don't lose nothing. Meanwhile, you're just buying your coal. But even in that case, when you're building collector, why not just buy longsword and start your snowball ASAP? You know what I mean? So like, it's a very rare situation. About the summoner spells, barrier is so strong. Like sometimes, even if they have like the CC champion, when I need to go cleanse, I still overthink about it and take barrier, because barrier is so consistent and so strong at this point. So this is your default. You can still go heal if your support goes like exhaust against Kai'Sa or something. You can take heal for both of you. It's a lane summoner spell to fight, but barrier is just better. Cleanse is against CC where you actually need it. Like, it's some kind of a personal preference in my opinion, because let's say enemy team has Lux and you can take cleanse, right? It makes sense. But I never take it because I know I'm not gonna get hit by that, or I already have my fleet footwork, so I always think like I don't need cleanse. But like, it's your personal experience. But don't be scared to take it and try it so you can learn more. Never be afraid of losing or dying. Just improve. LP is temporary, but the knowledge that you have is forever, which gonna actually make you climb. Hey Kat, is there anything that we didn't talk about? Hello chat, I just moved to my new house, so like I had to do this video real quick. So much for watching. I'll be live in like an hour after I upload this video, so come check me out on the stream. My name is Rose. Why I'm talking like you guys don't know me? You guys know me. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to comment section. We have a Discord server that you can use this custom skin. I love you all so much. Bye, see you guys later. Yeah, so fair.